When it comes to doing area rugs, the first thing you should do is check the tags for the fiber type. So usually under a corner, you can find a tag and it will identify, such as this one is all wool. I'll show you that when we get further along in the video. The first one was the runner. It's a poly and an acrylic. And then the small 5x7 says that it is all olefin. Then I'm going to use the Auric with the black brush to pre-scrub everything. I'll be using Simple Endcap, which is a wool-safe product, and it'll be fine for all the other synthetic carpets as well. And I will be using a cotton poly pad to extract everything out. We're gonna do this particular runner here. And again, you kind of saw a preview of me looking at the tags, but if you look close at this tag, you can see, let me back up a little bit. It's down on the bottom. It says 100%. It's like an opulus, which next to it, in parentheses, it says 100% or 50% poly, 50% acrylic. So poly and acrylics can be cleaned with pretty much your routine anything, Awesome Endcap, Green Dragon, Dragon Citrus, or Citrus Dragon. But this one here is a all wool rug. It's part of a collection. You'll see here on the tag. Right there. Okay, yeah, this is part of the Japure collection. It is 100% wool, and you could kind of tell by the backing where it has that material glued on to the back, which indicates that it's probably hand woven. Sometimes they won't even have a backing on really expensive hand woven carpets that may come from Iran or other areas where they spend a lot of time. This one says 100% olefin. So your olefins, your acrylics, your polys, those are all real simple ones. You could even take them outside and hose them down with your garden hose and some Dawn dish soap if you wanted to. I don't recommend it, but it wouldn't hurt. But that wool one, if you use the wrong stuff, you'll mess it up. And I don't typically do the fringes when I do on-site cleanings. I am working on putting together a spa where I can open that up and bring rugs in and put them in the pit. So for now, what I tell clients is I can't guarantee the fringes because I'm not going to get down on my hands and knees and scrub them. What I'll do is I'll spray it with the Simple Endcap, and then I'll use my Rug Renovator brush and I'll brush it back and forth, and then I will go over it with the cotton pad or the cotton poly pad. I'll kind of give you an indication here of what it looks like, so stay tuned. Keep in mind, if you do that, let customers know that white cotton fringe, when it's damp, it will appear darker, like you see the side I just did. like a white t-shirt. When it comes out of the laundry, it looks gray. You put it out on the line outside and the sun dries it and it turns white again. Now they have a pad underneath to try to hold this in place. You got to be real careful if you do a runner, even with the Oreck, and I have the brush on there. If there's no pad underneath, it could kick the rug out from underneath your machine, and your machine could fly to the left or the right. And if you have, say, a china cabinet or furniture, you could do some damage. So always put your foot on the carpet and start somewhere in the middle so you get an idea if you need to move it. In some circumstances, I'll move the runners or the smaller rugs on top of the big rug and clean it first and then put it back, so that way the rug underneath holds it. And I did pre-vacuum with my Hoover Hush-Tone. I went both directions on all the carpets, and I flip halfway over and I do the back side, then I flip the other side over and do the back side, and then do the top. Now there's always going to be a little bit of dust that even after you vacuum the back side, once you start vacuuming the top side, some of that stuff will fall through. And that's the beauty of having a pit to put it in, or a spa where you bring it in. You can put it through a beater and so forth and get rid of 100% of that. But this is basically a surface cleaning. And this is the first time that the collection, this one that my machine is laying on, and that one has been cleaned. So she's never had these cleaned. And I did find a whole lot of shedding going on. That is the Oreck Orbiter Black Brush, the softest bristle. And then this is a Challenger 14-inch pad, I believe. It's 50% cotton, 50% polyester. So the polyester allows it to spin freely without a glider. And all the carpets are cleaning up fantastic. Looking great. And here I'm just showing you a little bit of the black brush. Again, I have a green brush, I have a orange brush and a blue brush for tile. The green brush would be way too aggressive, even though when you get the green brush, if you're going to use it on like frisee or other various carpets, you take it in the garage or on some concrete, run water, and run it over the concrete for a few minutes to break it in. The black one you don't need to break in. It's soft enough and gentle enough for wool, but you may see the shedding occurring. I actually put a lot of shedding out onto the wood floor, so what I had to do is post vacuum with the Hoover Hush-Tone. And since it's not really damp, there's no problem using that. I do have the shop vac if I needed that, if I thought the carpets were wet. But there you go. There is the runner, looking fabulous. And again, I used simple end cap, available at End Cap Store. I used it at the dilution ratio that is recommended for light soiling, and just warm water. No boosters, nothing else. There was no pet odors or anything to be concerned with here. And you could see I used my rug renovator and I groomed it. When I got to the end, the couch down there on the lower left, I had to go the other direction, so I couldn't do a full pattern all the way, but looks absolutely beautiful. Customer was very happy. In fact, I'm contracted to come back and do a spray and buff on these Pergo wood floors. This one looks absolutely beautiful. All the colors came out popping. Those fringes will dry and they'll whiten up. So that's what you want to do when you do area rugs. You can do it with the Auric Orbiter. Works absolutely fantastic. I was going to use my swirly, but since I was doing the smaller runner, I chose to do all of the rugs with the Auric. Takes a little longer, but still works fantastic. Both my swirly 175 floor machine does have a brush. It's a black brush, just like the brush you saw me use. And then I use the larger size polyester and cotton pads with the bigger machine. So check out my other videos, and I appreciate you watching another episode of Carpet Cleaning Guys Vlogs, and I will see you in the next one.